The New York Yankees have really fallen into free fall. It is a complete free fall for the New York Yankees right now, who are dangling just barely by a thread at the top of the wild card standings. And the consensus in terms of public reporting has become the Yankees are going to soft buy. They're not going to be as aggressive at this year's deadline as they originally were before the Aaron Judge injury. We'll talk a little bit about why that would be the case. We'll talk a little bit about who they still are interested in. So all of that and more right here on Fireside Yankees. With that being said, though, let's just get straight into this. We're going to roll the intro clip and we're just going to get straight into it. So the New York Yankees are just in a really bad spot right now because they have not been able to put it together. And you look at some of the things that have gone on lately. First, the pitching staff has been highly ineffective for the New York Yankees since the start of June. Since June 1st, the New York Yankee pitching staff as a whole has combined to be the third worst in baseball in terms of wins above replacement at 2.0 on Fangraphs. They have a 4.44 ERA, which is the 24th best mark in baseball, so that's bottom 10. Their FIP 4.54 is fourth worst, and their expected FIP is still in the bottom 10. So they've been a bottom 10 pitching staff for about a month now, and it's very much in their bullpen where they've struggled. The Yankee bullpen has been abysmal with a negative 0.54, the second worst mark in all of baseball over that stretch. And just when you think the Yankees couldn't have things get worse, they did, because Aaron Judge has gone down. He's out with a 10-day injury, and we'll see if he can come back then and perform at a level that we know Aaron Judge perform at. And that's going to affect them short term. It's going to potentially affect their deadline plans, as Andy Martino and Jeff Passan have reported. Now, one of the big things I want to talk about when it comes to the Yankees and their pitching staff is it's a personnel issue. The personnel are not very good in that staff. They do not have quality arms coming in and out of that pitching staff. It's, in my opinion, not a matter of the Yankees not having or not being coached up right, or Matt Blake, not having a good year. It's because you have Rico Garcia, who's been awful. You have Jeff Hartlib getting innings. You have Clayton Beeter, who stunk. You have Alan Winans, who stinks. You have Fernando Cruz, who isn't on the staff right now. I mean, it is it's a mixture of a lot of different things. Luke Weaver's struggles since coming back from the IL. He has a 7.07 ERA since June 1st. Devin Williams has been great, but that and Tim Hill are really the only two shining points on this roster right now. Everyone else has been awful. Everyone else has been terrible. If you look at reliever WAR, the Yankees only have 5 relievers with a positive WAR since June. Two of them are on the IL, in Leiter and Cruz, and Leiter has a 6.30 ERA. His WAR is positive because he has a 3.99 FIP. The other is JT Brubaker, and obviously you have Devin Williams in that, and Tim Hill as well. I mean, it's a bad staff, and it has to get better, or else they're not going to see any success in the near term. And then you look at the lineup strategy. I've talked about this publicly on Twitter. I wrote an article this morning. I posted a video this morning talking about the platoon at first base. Ben Rice needs to play every day against righties. Paul Goldschmidt needs to play every day against lefties. And Aaron Boone has said to the media he is not committing to putting them in a platoon. And to me, at least, that is something, for me at least, that the Yankees don't put winning first. That's something that I think you can just kind of flat out say from that statement. Winning is not first. Winning does not come before everything else. Because if we're being honest, if it was, Ben Rice would play every day against righties, Paul Goldschmidt would play every day against lefties. The Yankees, since June 1st, have won 22 games. They've lost 27. If you shorten that to since June 16th, or not June 16th, since the Boston series, I apologize. Since the Boston series, which I believe was that Friday. Yeah, I think it was that Friday. I could be wrong there. The Yankees have been one of the worst teams in baseball. Since June 6th, the New York Yankees are 19-26. It's one of the worst records in the league. 19-26. If you want to shorten that to the last month, since June 29th, so last calendar month, the Yankees are an outstanding 10-14. They have not played good baseball in essentially 2 months. And until the Yankees get better, and until the Yankees turn it around, and until things finally improve, they're going to keep playing this way. And part of it, again, has to go to Aaron Boone. Because if you're Aaron Boone, you have to know you've got to put your best line out there. And that's something that Aaron Boone hasn't put first. And it's something that I'm just continuing to criticize, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I don't understand what Aaron Boone's thought process is. I don't understand what the organizational thought process is. I don't understand why the Yankees won't put winning first. I don't know why they won't put winning first. I don't. And I don't care. Oh, well, they need to get him going. You don't need to get a guy going. It's August. You either are going or you're not playing. He's not getting it going against righties. Rice hasn't gotten it going against lefties. Simple, platoon him. Simple, platoon him. Easy stuff. Easy stuff for any manager who understands the subtlety, or not subtlety, that understands the importance of winning. There's a subtle nature to Kevin Cash and AJ Hinch and those kinds of managers where they platoon aggressively, where they will not put an individual's needs above a team's needs. I'm going to reference a moment last year where Aaron Boone did the exact same thing, putting an individual over the team because he believed in that individual specifically. Alex Verdugo was the second worst qualified hitter in baseball from June 15th onward. He would not play Trent Grisham, who Aaron Boone himself told the media could play left field, over Alex Verdugo. I need the Yankees to answer this one. Why was that the case? And I don't say it to be less like, Aaron Boone is this, Aaron Boone is that. Like Aaron Boone's not why they've hit this slide, but he's not helping. He's hurting you, and that's the problem. That's the problem, folks. The problem is that a manager in baseball has very little impact on wins and losses, and you want it to stay that way. You do not want him to be a negative. You do not want to pay money to a negative, to someone who's not improving that win-loss column. In fact, the decisions he has made by not platooning these two is a net negative to your win-loss column. It's hurting you. Now, this falls on the players as well, because Brian Cashman and the front office do not seem convinced to buy for this team. Now, that is bad approach. We're going to get into that. But from a player standpoint, you need to play better. If you're hearing this kind of chatter and you're not going to, yesterday, just have that kind of performance, okay. Guess they shouldn't buy then. Because you couldn't care less if they do or don't. You don't feel as if there's a dying incentive to win that game, or maybe there is and you just can't do it, right? It's either an effort issue, which I doubt, or it's a talent issue, which might be the case. It's effort or talent. It's one of the two. It's effort or talent, effort or talent, effort or talent. They're pro athletes. You'd like to believe it's not effort. It's probably talent. It's production. It's performance. Bullpen stinks. Guys keep making errors. That's what it is. That's what it is. You haven't played well enough to convince your front office otherwise. And again, I'll talk about the front office in a second. They've played like crap. They've pitched like crap. They had a 3-week stretch where they couldn't buy a hit with runners in score position. That's why you're in this spot. I get it. The Blue Jays have played brilliant baseball. But that is not why you're dangling onto a playoff spot. It's why you're only one game up. The Yankees don't, from a player standpoint, and then again from a managerial standpoint, they are not putting their best foot forward. Now, the last thing I'd like to point out is where front office comes into play. You have someone like Brian Cashman trying to leak to the media, well, we don't really want to do it. I just want to understand, how can Brian Cashman try and sit here and argue that, well, we're not bought in on this team? Doesn't add up. You committed over $30 million in payroll. You had, again, committed almost $30 million, over $30 million in payroll from 2025 to 2027 with Ryan McMahon. You did not trade a single Rule 5 eligible prospect away either. So you haven't cleared up your 40-man roster for this offseason. I guess you did by trading Beater. So you cleared up one spot and then traded 3 other prospects, none of them Rule 5 eligible. So you still have to get rid of some of Rule 5 eligible guys because the Yankees are always going to do that. They have to. They have to convert Rule 5 players into trades. And they're not going to address the pitching staff. You don't think you need to get pitching. You're just going to be fine when you hit free agency and Weaver and Williams are both on the market and you don't really know who your closer is. And you're going to try and win in 2026. The Yankees can't get it done without adding to the pitching staff. And Brian Cashman had to do this beforehand. I don't care that no one's moved. You can add someone who sucks, who's mediocre, who's not that coveted on the market, and try and get them for nothing, or for a little, or for one of your Rule 5 eligible guys, and at least bring someone new. Bring in a body. Just add a body. That's kind of, the issue here is that what I fear, I haven't heard this, but what I fear is that we're looking at the 2023 deadline, redux. And that we're looking at the 2023 team, redux. Where it's a bad deadline, we don't buy or sell. If you're not going to do anything further buying, if you're like, I'm not going to buy, okay, then sell. You can't do nothing, sell. If you're not going to win without pitching, so sell. Cool, that's fine. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's a good outcome. I'm not saying that you sit back and call the season a success or whatever, but at least you did something. At least you are positioning yourself to improve at some point in the future. You don't want to both not improve your future and not improve your present at the trade deadline. The Yankees trade out of the farm system. If you want to say McMahon's improving the future too, like, how many years of a good Ryan McMahon are you going to have? How many years of a great Aaron Judge are you going to have? How many years of a good Max Fried, a good Carl Jordan, etc., 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 etc.? The Yankees need to get it going. They need to get it going. And they need to go get pitching. They need to. I'm sorry. They absolutely need to, or they need to sell. That's how it has to be. They're in free fall right now. They're still in a playoff spot. They can technically still turn it around. But I am absolutely, and I truly mean this, absolutely stunned at how the players, the manager, and management have all come together to form an incompetence again. I don't know what they learned from 2023. Because clearly what they learned was still be beholden to veterans. Make yourself kind of like in this weird, I don't really know what we're going to do at the deadline thing. And just as players, just, yeah, when the summer comes around, we slump. It is what it is. It's got to change. And look, if they miss the playoffs, even if they sell, got to consider getting a new manager, right? Got to consider it. You got to have the internal conversation. You can draw the parallels to head coach Tom Thibodeau of the New York Knicks, where the lineups weren't what they should be. The lineups for the Yankees aren't what they should be. That is the way I view it. So, yeah, we'll see. That'll wrap this episode up. Just keeping it brief. We'll go live later this afternoon. My name is Ryan Garcia. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM. Check the website, empiresportsmedia.com. Check out our socials at Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. I'm frustrated. I bet you're frustrated as well. Hopefully they turn it around, but we've been saying that for 2 months, and they haven't. So, starting to think it's not going to happen. We'll see you guys in the next one, though. Have a great rest of your day, and peace out.
Perfect.